Hey guys, welcome to a new video. I've been stalking Korea as normal since the new patch hit. Sounds so weird, never gonna get used to that. We've got some pretty awesome new picks though that are much better now. The biggest thing really seems like they've actually figured out a way to finally beat Caitlyn. Now anyway, we're going to do this a little differently to pack more stuff in. First, 3 random fun picks that are actually doing really well. They're probably not going to stay that high win rate, I would guess, but who knows. Rumble Jungle is one of them, Lissandra in the mid lane, and Cassiopeia top again. These are all top 5 in their roles for win rate since the patch hit. They'll probably change honestly, but somebody apparently has been tearing it up with Rumble Jungle again. Jhin is now the most popular AD over there in Korea and beats Caitlyn. The highest win rate build is going Ghost Spade into Dust Spade and then crit afterwards, by the way. Now the most broken thing in Korea though at the moment, so like just ridiculous anti-fun kind of broken term I guess, is Rammus. We talked about him last video so I won't again properly, but it turns out Cinderhulk into the new Thornmail Rush is pretty broken on him. Who would have thought? Literally everybody is getting those 2 items first, then Deadman's or even a Righteous Glory works really well. So well in fact, Lee Sin this patch has lost 60% of his games against Rammus so far. Imagine like double reflection damage, who doesn't die, he stacks armor and his crazy speed with Q and Righteous Glory. Like it's kind of an AD carry's worst nightmare. Any physical damage champion worst nightmare. It's kind of like banging your head against a wall when you play against this guy, while Rammus actually to play him you just need to bang your head on the keyboard. Anyway, into the newest OP picks this patch. AD carry meta has changed a bunch this patch. Kalista is also rising up slowly, but we've got 2 standout newer ones. Miss Fortune is the #1 for win rate at the moment for AD carry, and I expect that to be the whole patch long because of the lethality buffs, which are a little on the strong side, let's say. Basically everything she was doing last patch she still does exactly the same, but it's all buffed. She does nothing different but does more damage. To give you an idea as well, at the moment her win rate over the game, so compared to other AD carries, is 1st until 35 minutes, then 3rd until 40 minutes, and 5th after that. It's insane. Twitch is one of the only champions that outscales her, catches her alone and stuff, does pretty well against her, but she's destroying Tristana and Caitlyn right now, which are 2 really big matchups to win. I'm going to do something a bit different as well. We're going to have a mini guide, the Korean way I guess of playing them, just so if you want to try these in games you know how to play them. Build is Ghost Blade, Dust Blade, Black Cleaver, and then normally either Edge of Night, Infinity Edge, Last Whisper, or Guardian Angel after that. We're back to Deathfire Touch as well, which applies on your ultimate and your Q damage as well, plus also all of our AD is feeding into it, which is kind of perfect. Now when should you expect to really do best in the game? As we said, you should kind of be looking at dominating the early game with your new lethality build. Q procs a Dust Blade as well, can one-shot people. It is ridiculous. Overall though, lethality buffs took her over the top again. She's by far the best AD carry because of her crazy damage, which is also AoE and long range. That is how she beats Caitlyn, by the way, because you can press R before she even gets in range to hit you. Now Tristana kind of came back a little bit last patch, right? But she's now top 3 at the moment over there as well, which might change a little bit later, but she's still very good. There are 2 very clear win conditions for Tristana right now, which suit the game a lot in my opinion. You have an amazing late game, or if you get ahead early. You either get fed early and you snowball, you can take towers very fast with your E, you do crazy damage, or you sit back, you farm, and you wait for late game where your range and your Q kind of take over the game. Early game stuff does tend to punish Tristana the most though, so Miss Fortune actually, like Jhin is okay, but to be honest, for a slow scaling crit champion who normally should have a lot of counters, not many ADs do that well against her. So for the mini guide, build triple crit with Shiv mostly, but some people old school this with Blade, Runelands, and Infinity Edge that way. In my opinion, triple crit is the most reliable, it's the best and the highest win rate over there. The highest win rate actually is getting Infinity Edge first and then Shiv. Warlords is the most popular over there as well. Fervor is okay, but Warlords is better with triple crit in my opinion. Like, you're not buying lifesteal, right? So you need some kind of healing. It's also easier to play and it's just as effective, so there's no reason really not to. You should expect to have a decent lane phase, maybe get some kills, have a rough mid game if you don't get ahead, but you don't have to worry because your late game is so good. Overall, we're getting close now to the best crit champion over there at the moment with Tristana. Partly it's how crazy her late game is, partly it's how good she is with a lead, and partly because she's so safe she doesn't need her team to help her very much. Now Talon, no real surprise here, right? Both top and mid lane, but top is better in Korea so far this patch, but actually he's always been a top lane over there. It's 100% the lethality changes. He's still getting Ghost Wave first, so he's very slippery. He's a high damage assassin that you can't escape. That does not sound very fun. The interesting thing though actually is he's not as bad late game anymore either. breather now with this new build. Like normally assassins fall off a little bit, kind of gets harder to kill people grouped up, but Talon doesn't seem to have that issue right now. Riven and Pantheon though for top lane are his biggest issues by far actually, but he's beating Darius, Fiora, Jax, even Yasuo quite easily. So mini build, Ghostblade, Duskblade, Cleaver, what a surprise, then Guardian Angel, and normally more Man Mortiers to round it out. It's kind of arm pen overkill, and obviously we are going Moby Boots the Korean way. Thunderlords to burst even harder right now is going to be the mastery setup, and you should expect to do best really at 2 items where you shine, I think most, like maybe just at 1 even. You basically survive the lane phase, you can do pretty well, but you survive, you roam around the map, you catch people, and you play this kind of like kill everything chaos style basically. I think overall, a good way to sum it up is you're probably the champion that benefited the most from lethality changes. You're crazy strong right now, have a definite hard carry element to you, whether you play top or mid lane. You just roam around and you use your damage. So Talon I kind of expected to come back, right? We talked about it a lot, but Rengar not so much. Apparently lethality changes were all he needed to come back into the meta a bit more. We'll see whether he stays around or not though. This is kind of a full assassin Rengar, well full damage I guess, no messing about. You're picking him to kill stuff, not play this weird like hybrid tank version. You know, fun fact though actually, if Rengar plays against a Rammus right now in Korea, he can't even win 40% of the time. That is awful. That is Thornmail in a nutshell when they have a taunt, so you have to attack them and take the damage. You do kind of want to avoid Rammus, Zac, Warwick, and Rek'Sai. Like the tanky types, I guess, you don't do that well against. But the damage ones, you're good to go. So like Lee Sin and Elise and stuff like that. Mini guide build is Red Smite Warrior, Ghostblade, Cleaver, Duskblade, Guardian Angel with Tabi Boots most of the time. It seems to be the most common build. Thunderlords is also for more burst damage, so very standard. And you really want to end the game before 40 minutes when you play against him, really. You should expect to do well at like the 1 item breakpoint where you can ultimate more often and run around and kill everybody. So we've got these lethality buffs which helped a decent amount, and it seems like his worst matchups are banned a fair amount, which also helps actually. If you want to play Rengar, now would be a good time to do it. Before I get into this one, I just have to explain, Korea has like a real fetish for Alistar. Like he's the god of playmaking as a support really, and he's finally breaking out again. You can do a lot of work on Alistar, right? You feel like you're actually carrying, the meta is shifting more into fighting bot lane, which is perfect for him, and he's very good against other tanks. So partly his build though, like Face the Mountain, Locket, Ruby Sight Zone seems to be the new like support way of doing stuff. Legit, everybody rushes those 3 items first before anything else. You've got 2 types of champions you actually beat. So like Lulu and Karma, which are very easy to engage onto, and other tanks like Blitzcrank or Braum. Like who really wants to pull in or stun an Alistar, right? But Janna can actually be kind of a pain to deal with because she knocks you away. As we said, the build is like Face, Locket, Ruby Sight Stone, so you have this lower shield cooldown, Knight's Vow, and Redemption. So it's actually really strong, like a good mix of items put together. Courage is the most popular mastery choice for Keystone, but Stoneborn Pact is really good as well. It gives you a lot of extra healing for your AD and your team. It kind of depends if you want to get stuck in with the shield or help your team more. If we look at when you should expect to be doing best, I guess early game is really where he shines the most. You should be able to do work in the lane phase and then make some big plays mid game in team fights. You're not quite as effective late game though. Honestly, with Alistar, you can be really good late game. It just becomes a little bit more difficult to do it, I think. But you're one of the better tank supports we have now because he beats other tanks, and a massive playmaker, in my opinion, a carry support, and his item build is legit really good at the moment. So with this next one, welcome to Riot's overbuffing train. Next stop, Singe. This guy was given the most ridiculous changes last patch, and no wonder he is dominating now. Korea kind of used him like another Rammus, I guess, in a weird way. I don't know, but basically they rush Righteous Glory and they run at people every single game. Deathfire Touch as well, be annoying as possible, run around until they get a top 3 win rate for top lane apparently, which is not easy to do. The other thing is he's not really losing to any popular champion in Korea right now top lane. Almost 60% win rate against a Fiora, thanks Thornmail for that one. Even Riven is super high for the same reason. The build kind of shows you why, like Tabby, Righteous Glory, ZZ Rot, Rylai's, Thornmail, Abyssal Mask, or Leandries to finish it. So a bunch of really annoying items. Some are going Courage of the Colossus, but most actually opt for Deathfire Touch right now. Like double damage over time is kind of hard to pass up with your poison. You really should expect to do best early game though, by far. Actually, you're pretty bad past 30 minutes over there. That doesn't really matter though when you're so good at ending early and running around the map. That's actually all you have to do. At the moment, he is the best early game top lane champion you can play. You build Righteous Glory, you run around the map, you kill everybody, they can't escape you anymore, and you win that way. I know it's a really weird way of putting it, but you kind of become like a second jungler actually, just running around ganking everybody. everybody. So finally then, this is more for lower to mid ranks, I guess, not as much in diamond, but we have Jayce. Can be top, can be mid. Lethality changes helped out decently. He's actually pretty legit early game now. Any matchup where he can get ahead and he can punish, he loves. Like, that is really what this champion is all about right now. Matchup wise, you're beating Darius, Fiora, and even Jax at the moment because of his early power, though he does kind of lose out to Riven and Yasuo a bit more, who just outscale him. Build is Ghostblade, Cleaver, Guardian Angel, Moorman Mortis, and Last Whisper. So interestingly, not even getting a Duskblade, which I thought he probably would, but that's a pretty well-rounded build and has loads of arm pen. Thunderlord is also the mastery choice over there, but interestingly, Fervor is coming up a bit more as well and is pretty decent. I still think Thunderlord is probably a bit better for the burst though. So really, you should be looking to do best early to mid game. You don't really want to go late with this guy. It becomes a lot harder to play actually. You should aim to bully and get a good lead and then kind of use that damage and roam. Overall, it's kind of like Misfortune. You have the same champion, but lethality has helped him tip over the edge in some matchups. I guess you might not want to play him all of the time, but against some, you can snowball really hard. So I hope you guys enjoyed the little look at Korea's meta so far. Let me know what you think of these picks, which one you expected, which one you didn't. Thank you for watching, and for now, I'll leave you with the robots.